job is catching.
But I'm your son, you're all flesh and blood.
I don't care who you are. Don't call for me. They don't need a both of us having it.
What's up? Good morning, Raider Nation. Happy freaking Tuesday. It's March 31st. I am the Commish, and this is your Raider Reaction Morning Show to get your freaking Tuesday started off. Now, the NFL and, whoever their little fucking group of brains is, they all sat down and they voted on and decided what the best play of the decade was from all of the 32 teams, franchises in the NFL. And this is the one that they selected for the silver and black, which I think is a good selection. I was curious as to which one it was going to be, and I thought when I finally saw it, I was like, I can't even argue that. We'll see what you guys think and see if you agree.
Down to the wire here in Houston, 25-20. Oakland in front, 7 seconds to play. Shaw takes the snap, 5 seconds left. Shaw, pump fake, Shaw throws, intercepted, it's over! Michael Huff, after the passing of Al Davis yesterday, just win baby lives for the Raiders.
Since we're in nostalgic mood here on a Tuesday, let's take a moment, sit with Jacoby Ford when he reminisces of his first touchdown in the silver and black as we spin it back with a little Raider playback.
So we head into halftime. Raiders down 10-0. Pretty ugly game. Not a lot of synergy, not a lot of cohesion on the offensive side of the ball. Tom Cable visibly upset on the sideline, which is fair to say. But then the second half kickoff comes, and Jacoby Ford is back deep.
And our second half is underway. Jacoby Ford from the 5. Finding room, and there he goes! Oh, the Raiders have started the second half in high fashion. 94-yard return.
At what point did you know you were gone? Like, no one touched you that last 35 yards.
I knew once Rock Cartwright got that one block, I just knew I had to make the kicker miss. And once I got past him, I knew I was gone after that.
Dude,
it was set up perfect though.
That's what they say on the broadcast too, where they said in terms of drawing out a kickoff, like you're really not going to do it. Yeah, I think this is it right here. Is that you're really not going to do it much better.
Yep, you bring it up and then you bounce left. Then I'm just setting up Rock's block, and then I'm like, "Oh, there's the kicker." Then I just got to make him miss, and then that's it.
Like you were barely touched.
You make it easier for him when you set the block up. If I would have cut early, he probably would have came off of that and tackled me. But yeah, see, that was my first touchdown right there, so I'll never forget that. Definitely not.
We get ahead. We're mid-third quarter now, right? 13-7. Driving. Campbell's led this nice little drive from midfield. Now you're right in the red zone. And one of the best things in sports is about to happen, Jacoby Ford. One of the absolute best things. We got a big boy touchdown.
We do have a big boy touchdown. We worked it. Good old, who was that, Leaf, right? Yeah. Khalif. We practiced that. We told him he had to score. He had no choice but to score.
Campbell floats it. Ford under it. Oh, what a catch at the 7.
Yeah, like I see the ball. He doesn't see it. So I'm like, I got the advantage. He sees it now, but this point here, I'm like, oh, too late. Caught it. Moments like this, you get a big play, boom. Momentum gets called back because we got to go back. Now we got to go redraw it up. So we call the same play, but then Hugh's like, okay, we'll corner post it this time. And I'm like, all right. And he kind of was like all over it a little bit. And Jason threw it. I just made a play. I was like, I just didn't want him to catch it. I was like, if I can't catch it, he can't catch it. And I just kind of reached right over it. Just literally just fell right to me. And I was like, oh, I got the ball. Instead of going I went corner and then posted. That's why I'm in there like that. It's like literally like the way Jason threw the ball, like his momentum kept going, and I literally just was able to stop and just jump. Like, see, like I'm going over him right now. So I'm like fighting for the ball.
First play from scrimmage for the silver and black in overtime. What do we got?
told Jason just let it go. I told him I was going to go get the ball. That's literally what I told him. My first start, I didn't know nothing that much about this rivalry, like how crazy it was. I just was like, after this game, that's when I was like, okay, it's a big deal, I guess. So I didn't know.
Raiders have won.
So, like, I knew how the game ended, obviously, but to
Yeah.
watch it all kind of ebb and flow and to see how it eventually got there was a lot of fun. I can't imagine what it was like being out there and kind of going through those ups and downs in real time.
Nah, it was crazy, man. It was you just learn to weather the storm of the emotions, like in games. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody at that point has been in games where it's just not going the way it's supposed to be going. You get some good momentum, then boom, something happens where they get the ball, then they get momentum. Like, it's just like when it's one of those back and forth games, they're fun. And that's like, those are the ones you want to be in. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to been in any other game than that. Like, that was like just like one of like the best games right there. Like, for me.
Oh, who's this little guy?
Yeah, this is Baby. She's 9.
Hey, baby. I like her outfit.
Yeah, she's always dressed up. She be out here. She just wanted some attention, so.
So,
Well,
dude, what's Jacoby Ford up to these days, man? We just watched one of your best kind of cut-ups there from 2010. But what's the 2020 version of Jacoby looking like?
I've been getting into real estate as of recently, and I coach at my high school, coach the receivers, and I coach also a track. I coach the sprinters too, a track. So, giving back to my community back here. Got a beautiful baby girl on the way. Just living, man. Enjoying life. Just trying to stay safe, stay in quarantine as much as possible. Seeing few people, staying in crowds of honestly like 5 people max for me, honestly. Just because my girl's pregnant and everything, so got to be extra cautious with her.
100%.
Living life, man. I'm happy. About to be a dad, so like I couldn't ask for anything better right now.
Well, hey, dude, we've taken up enough of your time. Jacoby Ford, we appreciate this so immensely. This was a lot of fun, man. It was good to catch up with you. It was good to see these highlights from 2010, to be reminded of how much fun football is when we get to play football. And I think long-term, doing stuff like this will make us appreciate what we had, and when we get a return to normal, how good it's going to feel to get there. So, Jacoby, we appreciate you, man. Congratulations on the new addition coming to the family, and we will talk to you very soon.
Appreciate it. There she go back there.
It's time for Prime. Yo, this is Prime, and this is the Prime Cut on a Tuesday morning. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's kind of funny. Yesterday, I actually heard in the news that Tom Brady sought out the Bucks and pitched himself to the Bucks in order to be eventually signed by the Tampa Bay team. Now, this kind of struck me as a little bit different because although it's a known fact, I watch all teams in the NFL, but there's a couple I don't like, and one of which that I don't like is the New England Patriots. Now, there's been one practice by the Patriots that I have respected, and that is they always seem to get rid of players right before they enter their downfall. Like when they're no longer able to perform at their peak level, just before that happens, the Patriots seem to get rid of them. And so, like, hey, man, that's good practice because first and foremost, man, football is a business, and that's the way to keep those good players rotating and such. So, when Tom Brady left the Patriots, I thought, oh man, this might as well be another move by Belichick and the brass there to get rid of a player right before he is no longer able to perform at his peak performance. Well, and I stand corrected here. That's not the case at all. Tom Brady was looking to get out of New England. Even before he signed with the Bucks, there was news saying that, of course, he had sold his house and moved his family to California. He started a production team production company in California, and so, of course, that's what made people, I guess, that's what made people think that he was going to go to the Chargers,
and listed them as a possibility, especially with the departure of Phillip Rivers. But no, Tom Brady sought out the Bucs because he wanted to play for them. I guess. Wow, I don't even really know what to say about that, except for it seems like everybody wants to retire in Florida, you know? So, you know, good on you, Tom Brady, I suppose. I would choose to leave the Patriots myself, you know? I wouldn't stick with that team, but I wouldn't have stayed with them for 20 years either. Anyway, so Tom Brady's going to the Bucs, and it was all his decision, and he put Jameis Winston out of a job, which brings me to Jameis Winston and Cam Newton, both of which are still out of a job as of today. So we'll see what the rest of today, or as of this morning, I should say, but we'll see what the rest of today has in store for us. Gosh, I can't believe that they haven't gotten a team yet. I mean, there's still teams like Jacksonville. I mean, is Gardner Minshew the answer? I don't know. You know, the Jets, I'm not even. Anyway, there's a few teams that I think out there could actually use you know, some game-winning quarterbacks like Cam Newton and Jameis Winston. And, hey, Jameis just had that LASIK surgery, so, you know, now he can see. Who knows? So, anyway, Tom Brady chose the Bucs over the Patriots, and that was his call. Who would have thunk? This is Prime, and that's the Prime Cut. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. We're in it together.
It just would not be a Raider Reaction morning show, at least not a proper Raider Reaction morning show, without a D-bag of the day. Now would it? No. And we have to oblige.
You, sir, are a fucking douchebag.
Good morning, guys. I'm here with the D-bag of the day, and my D-bag of the day is Bill fucking Gates. Shadiest man alive. Definitely stepped down from his own company in the midst of all this coronavirus talk and stuff. He's preaching about how to do this better, the data, statistics, this and that. And the guy's talked about depopulation for 10 plus years. So, I mean, you can't really trust the guy. Kind of angers me, pisses me off. With all the money he has, he could definitely, you know, come up with a solution. But I think he's part of the problem. So, Bill Gates, you're a fucking douchebag.
Defense! We've been talking about fucking defense for years. It's not Derek Carr's fault. The defense needs to be better. It's not the offense's fault. The defense needs to be better. We can't fucking give up that many points on defense. We got Swiss cheese defense. The Raiders had a great defense once upon a time, and legendary defense. This is the type of defense and the mentality that this era of Raiders football needs to get back to.
Some of them were real good athletes. Some of them I didn't think were very good athletes. They were just intimidating types, would try and hurt people.
From the opening bell to the closing bell, you're going to get hit. You're going to get hit hard, and you're going to get hit consistently. We wanted to leave them with an impression that, hey, it's not a contact sport. This is a collision sport, and that's what we did. We made collisions with wide receivers.
If he did make a catch, he paid a big price for it. He was going to get hit. You know, he was going to get abused verbally, physically. Any other thing we could do to take his mind off of what he had to do and just intimidate him a little bit.
When you thought of the Raiders and the mystique of the Raiders, you knew going into the ball game that you were going to get hit. Now, the key was whether you was going to get hit fairly or whether it was going to be a cheap shot.
It was just kind of a feeling that once you became a Raider, you were going to go out and you were going to destroy people, you were going to hit them, you were going to intimidate them, and like we used to say in practice, first one cries a sissy.
The many crybabies left in the wake of the Silver and Black's bullying included the New England Patriots, who lost to the Raiders in the 1976 playoffs. But this game eventually resulted in one Patriot exacting a measure of revenge for a controversial play.
It was a play where Phil Villapiano, outside linebacker, is covering me. I have to battle him off the line. He's hanging out of my face mask, punching me in the throat. Typical Raider defense. And I make the break to the sideline. He's right there and grabs my hands and my arms to my side. Everybody in the country can see this. I turn to Ben Dreith, who's a line judge, and he's looking at clouds. Phil Fu Villapiano. I wanted to kill him. Just on that play alone, I wanted to kill him. So a couple of weeks later, he's in Hawaii to do the Superstar competition, and we go flying to take he and his wife to Maui. I had a charter service. Halfway between Oahu and Molokai, I tilt the plane up 90 degrees, I open the door and start to push him, and he thinks he's going out the door at 10,000 feet. And his wife was clawing at me, and Phil was screaming at the top of his lungs. There was no way he was going to stay on that airplane. We'd do a couple rolls, loops, you know, whatever, and phew, he'd be fish food.
Earlier that year, after New England had defeated the Raiders, Francis discovered that the Raiders' mystique flourished even when they weren't flushed with success.
I went into their locker room after the game to kind of gloat a little bit, and I knew also they were the only team in the league that allowed cold beer in the locker room, or any beer for that matter. So someone finally directed me around to where Ted Hendricks was, and he's sitting in a stall in the bathroom. There's beer bottles. He's been there for a while. Beer bottles sitting around the stall. And he turned around and took a $100 bill out of his wallet and threw it in the toilet. And I said, "What are you doing throwing that $100 bill in the toilet?" He said, "Well, when I was standing up, brought my pants up, a $5 bill fell out of my front pocket into the toilet. I wasn't going in there for $5. That was the Raider mentality. That was what you were dealing with. That's what you're playing against. Those guys are weird.
The weirdness was no mask, and the team's bad boy image was shaped during a summer camp that seemed more like a funny farm, thanks to unofficial activities director Phil Villapiano, number 41.
I thought the boys would like to have a little entertainment, so I found this lovely young lady down the bar the night before, and I paid her to show up at practice, and she streaked the practice field. And man blows the whistle. Time out. Go ahead, do what you got to do. Now get out of here, you know.
Villapiano, with his antics, every year he would form these different events for us. To keep camp from being so monotonous, he would break the monotony with these different games, and they were all about who could cheat the best.
Raider WAP is back on the Raider Reaction Morning Show, digging in the mailbag once again.
It's Raider Watt with the morning mailbag here on the Raider Reaction Morning Show. Couple things I've seen lately talk about Zach Bond being the guy that the Raiders need to grab and why we need to grab him. Mark Durr's mentioned him plenty of times before and said he was definitely sliding up to the end of the first round, early second. If we happen to pass or miss on Queen and Murray, I think that Zach Bond would be that third option guy. He's definitely a baller. He's from Wisconsin. I think the guy would be a good addition to what we added at linebacker already. I think he would kind of be the yin and yang to Littleton and Kwiatkowski. I don't think we would need to look any farther if we had him on the roster. So let's hope that we can maybe trade back at 19 into the later end of the round, or trade into the second round, recoup some more picks, and maybe end up with a baller at the end. So we'll have to see how it goes. We'll also talk about this Thursday on the Raider Process Show. So join us 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining me, and have a good morning.
And now, to send you out on your Tuesday with your Raider quote of the day. My dream was to play football for the Oakland Raiders, but my mother thought I would get hurt playing football, so she chose baseball for me. I guess moms do know best. Words of Oakland A's great Ricky Henderson. Have a kick-ass Tuesday, Raider Nation. I will see you tonight. It's my turn. A solid 60 minutes of everything silver and black with yours truly. Completely uncensored, completely raw, completely real. The only way I know how to motherfucking do it. I'll see you tonight. It's the Raider Nation Report. Until then, I'm out. Peace, love, Raider Nation!